According to Fox News Associated Press in 2017, a body camera following police officer Samuel Lee showed filmed evidence of the officer planting cocaine in the wallet of his suspect, Ronald Shields. Today I need you guys to listen to me because I'm going to show you a solution to the insanely high number of police brutalities that will bring you a sense of ease the next time you are pulled over by an officer. Today I'm going to argue that all police departments across the United States of America should implement body cameras on all active duty police officers. I'll argue three things in the speech. First, I will argue that police are not being held accountable for their actions and misconduct. Second, I will argue that implementing body cameras will increase accountability for both parties. And third, I will argue that implementing body cameras is not a huge violation of our privacy rights. So let's begin with my argument that police are not being held accountable for their actions and misconduct. According to Philip Stinson, a professor at Bowling Green State University in Ohio, from 2005 to 2017, 35% of police involuntary manslaughters and shootings were convicted. This means that in 12 years, 65% of shootings were unconvicted due to a lack of evidence or the jury taking the police's word over the opposing parties. According to Michelle Alexander, a highly acclaimed civil rights lawyer for the New York Times, thousands of people plead guilty to crimes every year because they know that the odds of the jury believing their word over an officer's are slim to none. Because let's be honest, who are you guys going to believe? An alleged criminal in an orange jumpsuit or two well-groomed police officers who just swore to God that they're going to tell the truth and nothing but the truth? The answer is obvious. In 2008, Officer Tommy Sanders was indicted for involuntary manslaughter after fatally shooting Edward Lamont Hunt 2 times in the back. Sanders' testimony was that Hunt had assaulted the officer and then reached for a weapon in his coat as he ran away. But witnesses that were at the scene stated that Hunt neither assaulted the officer or reached for anything in his coat. Sanders was found not guilty. They took his word over the more witnesses that saw it. So now that I've argued that police are not being held accountable for their actions, I'm now going to argue that implementing body cameras will increase accountability for both parties. According to Texas Representative Ron Reynolds, he said that body cameras are certainly not a magical solution to end crime, but they're a great tool used in criminal justice that will provide trust and accountability, trust and transparency for everybody, to see things clear for what actually happened, the reality of everything that happened. So let's go back to the Hunt and Sanders case. Now, we'll never know what really happened in that case. We'll never know if the murder was justified or if it wasn't. But what if it was recorded? What if there was a body camera showing every one of the officer's moves and every one of the Hunt's moves? Now, this recording could have shown three things. It would have sided with the witness's testimony that the officer did have no right to kill him and that the victim was innocent, or it would have sided with the officer's testimony that he was indeed assaulted and the victim did reach for a pocket for a weapon. Or it could show something completely different that proved both sides were lying. But it doesn't matter what side was right. It doesn't matter if it was justified or it wasn't. What matters is that the truth would have come out. Accountability would have been provided to whoever needed it, and justice would have been served. Now, in a study at Cambridge University, they followed 7 police departments across the US and Canada and implemented them with body cameras. After recording that year and the year before, they saw a huge drop in complaints from police. They saw a huge drop in complaints from civilians to police by 65%. This is because at the start of every police and civilian interaction, the civilians and the police were notified that they are being recorded and audio and visual will be used. This gives both parties the sense that anything they do or say will be used in court, so they need to watch what they do or say. They got to make sure things don't go too out of hand. This also provides them with a sense of ease, knowing that the opposite party will do the same. Now that I've argued that implementing body cameras will increase accountability for both parties, I'm now going to argue that implementing body cameras will not be a huge violation of our privacy rights. According to Molly White, a Texas representative, in an interview with the Dallas Morning News, She said that she has a really huge issue with with implementing body cameras, because it is a huge violation of our privacy and rights. While respecting what she's saying, I do have to disagree. It's not a huge deal. While body cameras have the ability to transform our justice system entirely. It will provide the truth in almost every police interaction. So we don't have to worry about anybody lying or any injustice. We could trust our current justice system, even though, because right now not many people do. This has the potential to get rid of all crimes that involves taking someone's word over another, taking more people on this side over this person on this side, because maybe he had a crime before, so you're not going to side with him. It would end that. So I'm not saying that it doesn't invade your privacy at all. It does, but it's not a lot. It's not a huge deal. I'm saying that a little invasion of our privacy for the right justice in our system and for the accountability to be provided by whoever is responsible is well worth a little privacy. It's a sacrifice for the better of our society. I've now shown you my stance on body cameras in the United States. By arguing that police are not being held accountable for their actions, that implementing body cameras will increase accountability, and that it is not a huge violation of our privacy and rights, I hope that you can help us I hope that police departments across the United States of America will implement body cameras on all active duty police officers. Thank you.